What is up, guys? It is Pup, your coach of the Green Bay Drilburs, and today we have the team builder and battle for our semifinal game. We're facing Zero, and I'll show you guys a look at the standings. So in first seed is Zero, second seed Dries, third seed is me, and fourth seed is Pangolin. So you might be wondering why I'm fighting the first seed instead of it being the normal, 1, 4, 2, 3. So Zero got to choose who he wants to fight, and he wasn't so sure, so he said that I could pick, and I picked to fight Zero. I think it's a much better matchup for me than against Dries. I won't go into that because if I win this game, then fighting Dries, probably, I could fight Pangolin, which would be nice, but it's gonna be tough. 2 games to win. I'll have to beat 2 of the people that I haven't fought yet, because no one in the playoff is anyone that I fought. So I took over in the second week after my predecessor got 6-0'd, and it was 6-0'd by Zero. And now I have a completely different team than whoever I took over had, but that just shows how crazy Zero is. Zero lost 1 game, and after doing a little bit of research, it wasn't a very serious game, since it was Dries beat him, and Dries was just memeing. They were both memeing because they were both in the playoffs. So I really have my work cut out for me. Zero has an absolutely nasty team, especially for low tier. This is a good team, and he pilots it very well. I've looked at his replays, tried to analyze how he plays, looked at what kind of sets he brings, and hopefully I can get a soul read on what kind of things he's going to bring. I'll definitely go over that as we build the team. First, let's go over what we each have on our team. I'll go over me first. Got Crocolore with Terra, Fire, Water, and Fairy. I got Electrode with Terra, Electric, Ice, and Flying. We have Quillfish, Berserker, Sandslash, Sableye, Raboot, Morgrim, Sliggoo, and Swanna. And then Zero's team, he has the Raichu with Terra, Electric, Fairy, and Flying, Flapple with Terra, Dragon, Fire, and Ghost, Grafai, Sandaconda, Furret, Pyroar, Lumineon, Lurantis, Kricketune, and Pawmot. So I've actually seen every single one of his Mons go to the battle. Same for me. Both of our Mons, both of our teams, anyone can come. So that makes it a little bit scary. He loves to bring definitely Flapple and Sandaconda, Grafai. I think those 3 are must brings in this matchup. I also think that he brings Raichu and Pyroar, and the last one is probably a little bit up in the air. I don't think he brings Furret. I think he brings Lumineon, and I don't think Lurantis is that good to me. So I feel like Pawmot or Kricketune, but probably Pawmot comes. So if I just have to read it, Raichu, Flapple, Sandaconda, Grafai, Pyroar, and Pawmot. It looks pretty decent into me. For his Terra types, I feel like Terra Fire on the Flapple looks pretty good into me. It just makes it so that my Berserker can't really wall it. And it would be unfortunate if he brought something else. Terra Ghost it's not really good offensively into me, but it's good to eat my high jump kicks from Raboot. He shouldn't bring Terra Dragon. I don't really think it does too much. Raichu, if it comes, it's probably going to bring Terra Fairy, because it's very good into dealing with the Sableye and the Sliggoo, Morgrim, a couple things that can beat it. I don't think he'll bring Terra Flying, and I don't think he'll bring Terra Electric. But let's just go into what he likes to bring. So I got a hold of one of his sets from an earlier game this season. I looked at 4 replays that he's had, and he loves to bring setup. So almost every week he has Coil Sandaconda, Dragon Dance Flapple if it's not Scarfed, a Nasty Plot Raichu, Sword Stance Unburdened Grafai, Pawmot with Bulk Up. He loves those sort of sets. Brings Sub, brings maybe even a Throat Spray Pyroar. Bring all those things. So I'm very scared about that. Also, looking at his sets, he doesn't bring speed boosting natures. He doesn't really invest in speed. The one set that I got a hold of him, all of his mons had somewhere between 4 and 96 EVs invested into speed. So maybe he might invest a little bit more into my team since I'm a little bit faster, but I don't anticipate him going with any speed boosting natures. And, you know, if I'm wrong, then it really sucks. But if I'm right, then me putting like adamant choice scarf on my Raboot is going to be really important. And I'm going modest on my electrode. You know, those things are going to make a difference. So I'm just really hoping I get the soul read right. But I guess that's really it for 0. Let's go right into my team. So like I just said, we got this choice scarf Raboot with libero, flare blitz, gunk shot, high jump kick, U-turn. If I get any sort of hazards up, then I can sweep with this thing with either flare blitz or high jump kick, depending on what they have on their team. Sandaconda can't really switch in if it's a coil set. I mean, if it's running special defense, if it's running some speed, if it's running just max attack, max HP, then it can't switch into a flare blitz or high jump kick, especially with hazards, because it'll get 2-hit KO'd. I'm running adamant, 252 speed, and a scarf. I could probably allocate some to my HP, and I might try to do that before the battle, but I don't want to risk going too low on my speed. I want to make sure that I am outspeeding a +1 Flapple. I want to try to outrun a +1 Pyroar. If he goes for Trailblaze and I have my scarf, he's probably going to be modest with less speed investment. I definitely want to outspeed Palmot. I want to try to outspeed Graph AI. If he has Burden set with 0 speed, I'm not exactly sure what he gets up to. Let's actually check really quick. With 0 speed, he gets up to about 500, so I'm not going to outspeed that even if I go Jolly. So it doesn't matter. But I can outspeed a lot of the stuff on their team with just this. So I'm not really going to change it at all. Don't think the HP is super important on this guy, because I will probably just die in one shot anyways. Next up, we got Sandslash. You know, I wasn't really too keen on running defensive sets, but this is just such a good wall to Graph AI. And Graph AI can really set up on a lot of the Pokemon on my team. Just getting up a Sword Stance and a Burn Boost is really strong against me, so I had to make sure I had an out. So Sandslash always can eat a +2 anything, no matter what they have. And I just one-shot it back with Earthquake. Even if they're Shucka Berry, I'm doing 1,000,000% to them anyways. And I have something else in the back that can definitely clean up afterwards. So I just have Earthquake, Rapid Spin, Spikes, and Stealth Rocks. If I get Rocks up and they're not really running any heavy duty boots or anything, then I can just destroy them. If I get Spikes up, I'm gonna destroy them as well. It's just all good, really good chip for a Raboot. Max defense here, as you can see. Next, I got Sableye, running Leftovers, Prankster, also max defense with Will-O-Wisp, Encore, Foul Play, and Recover. This is here. I can catch a Flapple on the switch in with Will-O-Wisp. I can Willow the Sandaconda. I can Willow Graph AI. I can Willow Palmot. The good thing about Terra Fire for them on Flapple is that they'll be immune to this Will-O-Wisp, which is alright. It's not really the end of the world if Flapple Terra Fires in my face if they go for Dragon Dance, which I'm guessing he will. I have Encore on this thing, and if they get up to +2 in their attack with the Dragon Dances, then I just destroy them with Foul Play. So Foul Play is really free against this team. Have Recover on here just in case I need it, but I don't really think I'm going to be clicking Recover too often. Next up, we're going to have Electrode. It's going to be my Terra Captain Leftovers. I think Soundproof is the best to take care of a Hyper Voice on Pyroar. Terra Ice with Substitute, Terra Blast, Thunderbolt, and Volt Switch. Running Modest with a lot of speed. This will have speed like a max speed Scarf Flapple or like a Dragon Danced Flapple. I really don't expect them to bring max speed, but I thought I needed to have the speed tier there just in case. I also beat it on Rabbit too, so that should be fine. But if they Terrifier, then Thunderbolt and Volt Switch are doing like 40 to 50% each, which is really good against that Flapple. Terra Blast Ice also is really good into their team. Substitute is another thing for Flapple. If they're just clicking Outrage, then I can substitute bait a miss from the Hustle, because they will run Hustle. And if I get a free substitute up, then I can nuke another thing on their team. Of course, they have the Pawmot and the Raichu that can switch in on my Thunderbolt and Volt Switch, since they have Lightning Rod and Volt Absorb. But Terra Blast also hits them pretty hard. If I predict it and just substitute, then I can 2 KO, I think, both of them with Terra Blast, which is really important. Next up, we're having Crocalor. He has Terra Water. I don't know if I'm going to Terra this guy or Electrode. I mean, 90% of the time, I think I'm Terraing Electrode. Crocalor's Terra Water is pretty much there in case I need it against Sandaconda, but I should be fine. It could also, like, maybe work into Pyroar if they're, I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter into Pyroar at all. We'll see though. But I've got Roar, Slack Off Flamethrower, Encore on Eviolite with Unaware. So Unaware is going to be super good into all their setup. You know, the +2 Graph AI, I mean, it doesn't really matter. They're +2. It's still not going to be able to kill me in one shot. Raichu, even with a Surf, isn't going to be able to kill me in one shot. Pyroar can't set up with Throat Spray. Pawmot can't set up. Nothing can set up. I have Encore in case they try to. And I can also just roar them out, which is really good, especially if I get some spikes up. Running a max special defense, so I can easily switch into the Pyroar on this guy and just slack off in his face. This also completely walls Lurantis. I mean, they can knock me off, but I just kill them with Flamethrower, and I can sack this thing. I don't really mind. As soon as I get Lurantis out, I don't want anything to be able to set up on me, so I either just click Encore over and over, or I just click Roar. Last up, we're going to have Swanna. Swanna is really here to deal with Sandaconda. Even if this thing coils on something else, I can most likely one-shot it with Surf. If they're specially defensive, then it's a little bit different, but I'm willing to sack this thing to do a lot of damage. I've got a decent amount of speed investment to try to outrun a Pawmot. Well, try to outrun everything on their team, to be honest. If they don't run that much speed, I definitely can. This gets up to 312, so if they're even adamant 252 on the Pawmot, then I'm going to outspeed them. And I just thought that was really good. Honestly, I could even go down to 310, because the adamant Pawmot's going to get up to 309. So I feel like this is perfect. There's no way they're going to run a speed boosting nature, just knowing them. And yeah, so Surf destroys Sandaconda. Surf is actually just really powerful into their team in general if they don't bring Lumineon. And if they do, Hurricane also just is free into their team. Pawmot doesn't want to switch in. Raichu doesn't want to switch in. And after it Terras, then everything is being hit neutral or better. I also have Flip Turn on here in case I want to get momentum. But I think just based on their team, 99% of the time, I'm just going to click Surf. I feel like in this game, I kind of have to play like a bot. I cannot switch out and just let him get free setup. If I switch into the wrong thing, I literally just lose. If they get like, I don't know, Swords Dance, Unburden Boost on Graph AI, at some point I can lose. If they set up Dragon Dances with Flapple, at some point I can lose. If they set up Bulk Up with Pawmot, at some point I can lose. So it's really scary. But I feel like if I just play, you know, I have to play a different game than I'm used to. But if I play that game correctly, then it should not be that tough. Hopefully. I know that, like, going down the list, like Pawmot, I can probably beat that thing with Sand Slash. Even if it bulks up in my face, getting the Earthquake chip on it is going to be so huge, and knowing that Raboot can outspeed, or Sableye can outspeed, and well, outspeed with Prankster, and either Will-O-Wisp or Encore them into Bulk Up, it's huge. Electrode's also going to be able to outspeed them and hit them with Terra Blast. Crocolore is going to be able to destroy them because it's unaware. A Kricketune, if they set up Sticky Webs, I have Rapid Spin on Sand Slash, but I don't really anticipate it happening. I'm leading Raboot 100% of the time. Doesn't matter. So I can either nuke that thing, or it'll probably run Focus Sash, so I can just U-turn out and either go into like Electrode to get my Terra off, and go Swanna to fire off huge Surfs, or just click Hurricane and knock something out on their team. I'm not really too worried about Kricketune coming because I feel like I have a pretty good chance against it. Lurantis gets walled by Crocolore. I also destroy it with Raboot. Sableye can Will-O-Wisp, which is pretty good. If they want to go for Leaf Storm, then that's a little bit unfortunate, but like Crocolore is good to them. Swanna's going to outspeed and be able to knock it out with Hurricane anyways. Luminion, I don't think it looks very good in my team because I have the Electrode, but if they want to bring it and try to bait electric moves to get Volt Absorb on Palmot, that's fine by me. I never really want to overpredict. Don't want them to set up like a Tailwind or anything. I don't want them to get free hits on my team. So I'm just going to attack whatever's in front of me. No sense predicting that. Pyroar, they can definitely set up. I feel like the specially defensive Crocolore is pretty good into them. Sableye can also be pretty good. If they kill something with Hyper Voice, I can Encore it into that and it can't touch me. And I can just Foul Play. Has like base 68 attack, which is not the best, but definitely a decent chunk with the Foul Play. Furret, the only time I saw Furret run, it ran Tidy Up, Last Resort, which cannot come because I have Sableye. And if they run a different sort of set, I always have Will-O-Wisp on Sableye. I always have Encore to Encore it into a normal move. Sableye pretty much just walls that thing. Graph AI, Sableye is really good into, Sand Slash is really good into, Crocolore is really good into. One thing that I'm worried about, they can run Chople, which has a chance to beat Sand Slash if it's already like whittled down a lot. They can run Alum or Rost, I guess, against my Sableye, so I can't burn them, and then I'll give them the burn boost. So those two sets would be really good, but I always have Crocolore, and I have both those mons anyways, so hopefully I just don't let it beat me. Sandaconda is always going to run Coil, Earthquake, Stone Edge, and Rest. I mean, I saw one set where it ran, Scale Shot, Loaded Dice. I don't think that's coming. I've got a Fairy type, I've got a Flying type, so they shouldn't really run Scale Shot. They should run Stone Edge, boost the accuracy with Coil. I think that Swanna is really good at coming in and destroying that thing. Flapple is one of the scarier mons on their team. I can always get misses against Hustle. And if they Dragon Dance, I have Sableye to Encore and Foul Play and kill. I always have Crocolore, which can get destroyed by a Choice Banded Outrage for sure. Choice Banded Outrage looks disgusting in my team. But then I could just come in with either, Raboot or Electrode or Swanna, depending on what their Terra type is, and blow it back. And then Raichu, it's pretty scary too, but I just don't let it get up a nasty plot. If it does, it can kill Sand Slash with Surf. It can kill a lot of things on my team, but it shouldn't be running too much speed so that Swanna can come in and do 50% with Surf. Crocolore can probably do pretty good against it since I'm unaware. And I'm hoping that they run Lightning Rod. I feel like Lightning Rod is the best ability for them because they can just Terra into Fairy and still be immune to the electric type move. I really don't want them to be static and static my Raboot. It's like worst thing that could happen in this game. So that's really what I have to hope. If they lead Raichu against my Raboot, it'll be the toughest decision for me because I know that I want to click U-turn, but if I get static, I can lose the entire game on turn 1. So that's really it for my ideas and thoughts for this. Just one more time going over what I'm pretty sure they're going to bring. Raichu, Terra Flapple, Sandaconda, Graph AI, Pyroar, and Palmot. I could definitely see Cricketune coming in there, but I'm not too worried about it. I'm not too worried about a lot of things on their team. If I just play a good game against them, if I read exactly what they're going to do, then I should be pretty good in this battle. Thank you guys for watching the team builder, and I'll see you in the battle. All right, what is up, guys? We have our playoff matchup right here. Let's see what they're bringing. Oh, I'm really nervous about this. All right. They brought mostly things that I expected. The Pyroar was... I was on the fence about if they would bring Pyroar. I mean, yeah. What did they not bring? I mean, yeah, that's pretty much what I expect. I'm definitely scared of a Flapple lead. Yeah, I'm gonna say good luck. Have fun to them. I'm definitely scared of the, like, a Choice Band Sucker Punch lead. Also, we have the Samurott theme because whoever wins plays Dries and his Samurott. And yeah, so we just are going to be Samurott haters today. So everyone is Samurott themed. All right, but we just lead with the Raboot. I got my Calcs up here. I brought both Terra Captains. Graphite is, I don't think is going to be that bad to deal with. Pyroar is a little bit scary, but we have the Crocalor. They do lead Flapple. So this is kind of what I'm scared about. But I feel like if they are Choice Band and Sucker Punch, it's only a roll to kill me. And they have to hit through the Hustle. So I'm just going to go for U-turn. I feel like they're probably either going to throw off like a Choice Banded Outrage or go for Dragon Dance. They just withdraw, so that's perfect. And I get some chip on Sandaconda. So Sandaconda's coming in on me. Let's get that Libero. We're doing a decent chunk. Here, let me turn on this measuring. I can't actually see the damage right now. But my switch in every single time is going to be to better Samurott the Swanna. And I have no reason not to click Surf. They don't have Lumineon. They don't even have Lurantis. And they are going to be leftovers. Okay. I'm also thinking that this could definitely be like a coil set. Let me check Sandaconda. Like if they're a coil set against my Swanna set. My Surf should always kill from this range. So I think I just throw off a free Surf. I could flip turn, but I think Surf is just a better play. I don't want to over-predict. They do just withdraw. Do they go back out into Flapple? No, they go Raichu. Alright. They go Raichu. I throw off Surf. That does a good chunk of damage. Raichu. And obviously Thunderbolt is going to blow me back if I stay in. But I'm worried about them setting up Nasty Plot for sure. Let's look at their health. They're... What are they at? Like 65 or something? So Raboot will always kill. No matter what. Yeah. Honestly, I'm going to play really, really aggressive here. And I'm going to click Flip Turn, and if they kill me, then I just go into Raboot, and I get really, really hard Flare Blitz off. Let's see what they go for. This might be a horrible play, but I'm Yep, they go for the Surf. Okay, so that also works. Very, very bold play. That does a lot of damage to them as well. And I can go... I mean, at this point, could I even go into my Electrode and click Ice Terra Blast? I think I could. I mean, what's the drawback? A Pawmot coming in? Yeah, because I don't really want to reveal that I'm Choice Scarfed. I think I'm going to go out to Electrode. I have Soundproof on here so I can not get hit by Hyper Voice. And that definitely looks like it's in range of my Terra Ice, Terra Blast. I could just go for a substitute, which would put me in a really good spot, but I think I'm just going to Terra Blast and get damage on them if they want to switch out to anything else. So I will always outspeed this thing unless it's Choice Scarf, but if it's Choice Scarf Surf, then they're not really doing too much damage to me. They might do a little bit over a third if they're Timid Scarf. If they're Modest Scarf, they'll do a little bit more than that. But I have leftovers on this thing anyways. I feel like this is a good start. Got some good chip on Sandaconda. Alright. So I just get my Terra off. And this should be a knockout. Terra Ice. Unless they're like super bulky, I don't see how they live this. They do Terra as well. Okay. So they're going to be maybe Terra Fairy, Terra Electric. They're Terra Fairy. I don't think that this matters though, unless they're super duper bulky. We're doing, if they're max HP, I'm doing about 40 to 45%. I do kill, I get a crit. I don't know if that matters. I mean, if they're like Assault Vest, then it probably matters. I'm not sure. Okay, if they go Pawmot here, Pawmot is really scary and can blow me back with a choice, like with a close combat. If they're Choice Scarf, then they're gonna outspeed me for sure. But if by chance they're Bulk Up, then I think I should stay in. And he loves his setup. Like, I could so easily go out to Samurott here on a close combat. I'm just gonna click Terra Blast again. You know, get chip. If they want to go for Bulk Up, then that's good for me. If they want to try to kill me with close combat, that's fine. I can revenge kill. I'm going to do over 50%. And they do go for close combat, so I get knocked out here. But they have lower defenses. And they're not Scarfed. Let's see if they're Life Orb or not. They are Life Orb, okay. So they're -1/-1. I mean, I feel like this is a good time to go out into my Raboot. And depending on what percent they're at, I feel like they're in U-turn range. I really do. But if they go out to Sandaconda and take a Flare Blitz, they're not going to enjoy that. I mean, I'm going to take some chip, but I'm going to go for Flare Blitz here. I think it's definitely my best play. The Sandaconda is scary still, though. They do withdraw. They probably go hard Sanda. They go Graphy. Graphy. Flare Blitz has a chance to kill here if they're not HP invested. It looks like they definitely have some. They're probably going to eat a berry. No berry. So no Unburden boost. So I feel like it's just free to get a kill with Flare Blitz. Yep, and now they see that I'm Choice Scarfed. 100%. Perfect. Alright. No Graph AI. I'm in a really good spot here. So I think they bring out Sandaconda. They could even bring out Pyroar, I guess. How much does a Pyroar take? I mean, obviously it's gonna live. But Pyroar, I have a really good switch in Crocalor. And I know I cannot Terra Water, but I don't need it at this point. They go Sandaconda. So on this play, I have to go out into my Swanna. If they Stone Edge and kill me, then that's fine. I have other ways to beat this thing. I can beat it with Sableye. But I just have to go hard out. They could just coil, and if they coil, then I kill them with Surf. So let's see if they have the Stone Edge. They're Stealth Rock. Okay. Alright, alright. This is good. They're getting their health back from leftovers, which is unfortunate, but it's okay. So they're in Sandaconda. We set up the rocks. And I am in Swanna. Swanna, now it's probably a roll. Depending on their special investment. I mean, they don't know my set. I mean... Yeah, I mean, I'm heavy duty boots, so I'm not going to take damage from those rocks. How much health? Samurai? I mean, yeah, Samurai. I still have, like, 2 switch-ins. Alright. They might want to switch out here into the Flapple, I could see, for sure. But I think I just fire off a Surf. I think Surf is always a good play. Flapple can never change types. And maybe I should have thrown off the Hurricane. They go Flapple, yep. Alright. Flapple. And if they are... I mean... Yeah, I mean, even if they're Jolly, I outspeed them, and I just have to hit a Hurricane. They cannot Terra. I definitely just go for Hurricane. They could pivot back out. But I don't think they're Scarfed based on switching out turn 1 versus my Raboot. And we hit the Hurricane. Perfect. Alright, that should knock him out. Awesome. Amazing play. Now they could easily go Pawmot. Pawmot, and they are Life Orb. Confirmed. And they will outspeed me. If they... I mean, they can't set up a bulk up. I'm just going to sack this thing. I don't need it anymore. Yeah. I don't need it. They might think I need it and bulk up. Nope, they just go for Double Shock. That's fine. Yep. There goes Swanna. So now the only thing that's like really scary on their team is going to be the what's it called? The Sandaconda. But what I can do here is I can go Encore you. I can go into Samurai. I mean, yeah, I keep calling everyone Samurai. I can go into Sableye and Encore you into Double Shock because it doesn't work. I could also just throw off a Willow, which might even be a better play. On the off chance I miss Willow, how much are they going to do to me with anything? Not really any percent. I think that they could easily sack this thing. I'm going to Will-O-Wisp, but they could go... No. I'm going to click Foul Play here. I'm going to click Foul Play. I need this thing to beat the Sandaconda, but I can always recover in its face. Because I can Encore it. Their Rest. That's really, really interesting. Alright. I wonder if they're... No, they're not Chesto, obviously. They're Life Orb. I do a good chunk, though. Get my lefties back. This is a threat now, still. I'm gonna Encore them in case they try to Sleep Talk. They could switch out right here, but nothing wants to take this. Nothing. Yeah. And this thing is still in a good percent range for Raboot. I should kill with High Jump Kick. So I don't even need to go for the Flare Blitz. Even though I think I might. They do withdraw, so bad play by me. They go Pyroar. Alright. And they're Unnerve. I go Encore, which is a bad play. So at this point, I go Crocolore 100% of the time. I'm going to take Rocks, which is going to be annoying, but they can't like run a Throat Spray variant. And I can always slack off in their face. I can Roar if they try to do anything funny. Let's see what they go for. They go for taunt. Okay. So, I mean, that's a good play by them. Bringing taunt on this thing is good. And really annoying for me. Luckily, they have to just click Hyper Voice. I know they're not like Scarf or Specs down. And if I get my switch in to... what's his name? If I get a free switch into Raboot, then I can click High Jump Kick. Actually do a really good chunk. We're going to be really chipped down now. So I'm definitely not in the best spot. I think I have to go out into Sableye here. If they start coiling, then I'm in a bad spot. They probably just Earthquake. It's really free. They Glare. Alright. Stealth Rock's Glare. They have to be Earthquake. So it doesn't look like they're going to be a setup coil set, which is what I was afraid of. So, I mean, that sucks. I can Encore them into Glare here, or I can just click the Foul Play. I think I just Foul Play. Now I'm in a bad spot because I let my Swanna go. But we can always get chip on this. If I get my Sand Slash in, then I'll be in a good spot. Because I can set up the rocks and spikes. Foul Play. It's doing just under a quarter. So this thing definitely has some HP investment. It's doing right at a quarter, actually. But I think... you know, this is a tough spot. I'm going to make the Croc play again. It's definitely tough. Swanna would have been really good in this position. I'm sure they're going to be modest. They did about 50 damage. So they might not be modest. They really might not. And I expect them to click Taunt here. I can make the aggressive play out into Sand Slash, but I'm getting destroyed by 2 hits. So I think I just need to chip this thing down. Or get chip on Sandaconda if that ends up coming in. They go for Taunt, so I made the right play. I'm going to get about 20 to 25% off here. And the more I whittle this thing down, the better chances I have in the end game. I'm just going to go for Flamethrower again. At this point, I feel like they should maybe take their damage. It's a pretty hard situation. They go Sandaconda again. Alright. Ooh, I do a lot. Yeah, I could even stay in and sack this thing. What are you at? 25, 30, 35, maybe about 40. And they're going to get some percent back. How much does Raboot do? Not 40. I think I'm going to sack this thing off. They do just Earthquake. But I think at this point, I'm free to go into my Sand Slash. I'll definitely beat this thing down with Earthquakes. And Earthquake destroys the rest of their team. I don't even need to worry about setting up the rocks or spikes if I don't want to. They also have to fear like a setup variant. I think at this point I should be able to 2KO them with Earthquake. And they can't glare me. Oh, they can glare me. My bad. They can definitely glare me. I do just get a really, really hard earthquake off. They're definitely like max fizz def on him. Good to know. At this point, is it in my best interest to set up stealth rocks? Or even spikes? I kind of forget what percent pyro was at, but it was kind of low. I'm gonna set up rocks. You know, I don't think you're gonna switch out. No, you just go for another earthquake. And you do about 90 damage. Yeah, that's a pretty high roll, I think. I think I'll still 2-hit KO this thing. I definitely don't want to let it beat the rest of my team, though. That's the big issue. Should I spin these spikes away for my Raboot? I think yes. I definitely think I should. Just go for Earthquake again. Spin away. They can Stealth Rock on this turn if they would like to. Maybe I should have tried speed creeping this thing. Oh well. Do I think that they're going to set up rocks, or do I think that they're just going to Earthquake? I mean, I think that they'd probably just Earthquake. I'm going to go for Earthquake. They just go for it. Alright, no para still, which is real nice. Another one will kill. I'm worried about maybe like a Trailblaze Pyroar at this point. They do have rest. Wow. That's really, really bad for me, to be completely honest. I definitely might lose this. Oh, I get a crit, which is pretty big. I think it might be in my best interest then to go for spikes. They just have to wait for this thing to wake up. And I'll get like really good chip damage off on the rest of their team if they ever switch this thing out. Which I still think that I can 1v1 it with Sableye. I'm surprised they didn't really go with any setup like I expected. If I get the spikes up, that's going to be nice for securing kills with my Raboot. No shed skin yet for them. I'm just going to fire off Earthquakes now. They do just stay in. I mean, I'm getting really lucky with the paralysis. But as long as we keep chipping this thing, then I should be in a decent spot. Sandaconda wakes up. Earthquake. We can still take another one. No para again. And if they don't end up going for rest here, and if they like try to 2-KO me and knock me out, I think I'm actually in a good spot. But this is scary. Man, this had no way of hitting my Swanna. I should have kept that alive. Definitely a huge misplay. They go Earthquake. Come on. Okay, I get off my Earthquake. And now they have to choose right here what they want to do. Because my Raboot is can do up to 40%. And they have no rocks up. Right now they seem to be at about 35. Yeah, 35, maybe a little bit above that. Yeah, they have a really, really tough decision because they'll kill me with this Earthquake. and they'll get a little bit of health back. And they do just earthquake. Alright, the issue is I feel like my play is to go Raboot, but I don't think that they're in range anymore. How much is my foul play from Sableye doing to this thing? Maybe about 20%. You're doing a lot. You know, I'm going to go into this thing and click U-turn, get a good amount of chip. I just have to keep the pressure up on this thing. Because they should probably earthquake. Because I'm going to bring them down to maybe 30. Just did maybe 10%, maybe a little bit more. I probably did closer to 15, I would say. They do just earthquake again. So I think this is a scary spot for them to be at. Yeah, I really wish I had knockoff on this thing at this point. But I'm just going to click foul play. I need to keep them low. They rest, that's fine. Now, what I could do is encore lock them. And I get a big crit again. They shed skin. They know I have encore. I can also get paralyzed here, which would be really, really bad. But if they make the play out into Pyroar, then I'm in a bad spot. Unless it would die. I'm going to encore them into rest. Ah! Get paralyzed. That's so unfortunate. And they set up the rocks. Okay. I could also encore them into that. At this point, I think I might just click foul play on this turn, expecting them to switch. Because I think they should. I mean, do they ever really have to switch, though? I don't know. I'm also not even tracking PP. Like, at this point, maybe I should be. Yes. Okay, I get the play right. Please don't get punished. They go Palmot. He's going to take rocks. He's going to take spikes. And they do take a hard foul play. Almost kills. Really close. Dang. Okay. Now, at this point, I have a choice. I can click foul play if I think that they're going to click rest. I can click Will-O-Wisp. If not, I think foul play is always safer. I think I'm in a bad spot. They do just double shock me. Damn. They lose their HP and they die. I should have just clicked recover. I mean, I would have went first anyways. And now all they have to do is get a paralysis on this turn and I lose. Or they can go out to Pyroar and I think they win. Yeah, I think they do. Damn. I think it's over. I mean, if I crit with high jump kick on Sandaconda, I can do over 50. They are heavy duty boots on this thing. Okay. So Sableye versus the Pyroar. You know, they can always miss. I think it's in my best interest to click recover. They could also, like, just taunt me, I guess. They Fire Blast. They do miss. At this point, You know, I really don't know if they're modest, but if they're timid, the Fire Blast is a guaranteed kill. So I recover, I get second one off, perfect. At this point, I'm just stalling out their Fire Blasts. I think that's their third Fire Blast. Ooh, that does way too much damage. They gotta be modest. Yeah. I mean, I just try to stall them out. I get paralyzed. I have to hope for a miss. They hit. I think, I mean, they would have to throw to lose this game. I'm going to kill with any attack, but the highest damaging attack is going to be, well, let's see. Sandaconda. If I am a fighting type, yeah, you're still going to kill me. If I'm a bug type, which would be dumb, they'll still kill me. It's actually a roll, but I don't think that matters. I think that I have just lost. For a second, I thought I missed there. But I take out Pyroar, and then I just need to bank on a crit versus Sandaconda, and even then, I don't know if it'll kill. I mean, after spikes and rocks, I don't think so. I do not think a crit is going to win me the game here. I think I'm just going to lose. Actually, if I get a max roll crit, then I think I could potentially kill. But it's not going to happen. The HJK off. I know. It's Earthquake me. And I will lose 1-0 to 0 in the playoffs, which is so unfortunate. I knew he was going to be a really good battler. I shouldn't have overpredicted on the Pawmot. You know, it worked earlier against Raichu. But if I had Swanna around there in the end game, then I would have won instantly, pretty much. Because Sandaconda can't touch me. And then, like, I would force them in with the Raboot. Like, if I sack something off, the Raboot, high jump kick, force them into it, and I can easily go Swanna, and I win. Yeah, so I played that bad, but it's alright. Damn. It really sucks to lose like that in the playoffs. That's my first loss in the GWA in general, which is unfortunate, but I mean, Zero played great. I made some over predictions. I made some bad plays. Definitely should have kept Swanna around, but I didn't, and that's why we lost. I think if I brought Choice Scarf Swanna, it could have been amazing in that battle, though. So, I mean, you know, it is what it is. I thank you guys for watching this battle, this video, and the GWA Low Tier League in the whole. And I hope that we can come back and do something else. We're talking about maybe doing Low Tier or Ubers, maybe Little Cup, but I think the two that are getting votes are Low Tier and Ubers for another season of like this, not off season, but this like side bracket sort of thing. So I definitely think that would be fun. I'm also probably gonna join another Wi-Fi league soon, and you guys will see that if I get in. So I don't know, it was a good game to Zero, played great, and I hope that you win in the championship battle. All right, well, thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.